man never learns from his mistakes. That's why it always repeats itself. Seems like we will learn sometime. We look at the Bible in the Old Testament and look at it like we read some kind of fairy tale or storybook or some kind of drama story, some kind of fictional story. You're not. You're reading God's Word. God's Word is not fiction. He didn't change a bunch of the names to protect the innocent. It's just like it is. And we have to realize that when we read that and apply it to our life and our situation while we are in the world, before we go into the promised land, if we get to the promised land.
That's right.
Moses is trying to put some stuff in Israel. He said, remember, that's pertaining to the history of Israel. That's what he's telling to. Look back over your life. And remember the history. Remember what happened before when people were disobedient, rebellious, and disbelieving God. Look what happened before when they were rebellious. Look back at the history. Remember the history. To keep you from making the same mistake. Then he's telling them that what? Rely. Rely on theocracy. That's God rule. Rely on it. Let the Lord be your ruler. Amen. You don't need an idol God to rule you. They can't do anything, but you can put them in the fire and burn them up and stay warm. What else can they do for you? But remember, Israel were born in Egypt, a polytheistic nation where they had many gods. That's why y'all do know that's why God didn't, when God talked to them, they heard him audibly, but they didn't see his face. Right. God had a purpose of doing that, Mother Johnson. If I let them see my face, and they being from Egypt too, with all of the little idols that they made down there, they'll be trying to make an idol of me. There you go. So you can hear my voice, but you won't see my face. You'll never get a chance to duplicate and replicate me. I'm the only one. I'm God. Theocracy. God ruled. They should have relied on that. When they were going to Canaan, they should have relied that God was the ruler. And Moses is trying to prepare them before you enter the promised land. And then they need to reflect on God's image. Yeah. I mean, when I say reflect, that's by your way of life. Yeah. The way that you live, you should reflect on God's image. How do he want me to live? How do he live? I'm going to live the same way he lived. That's the address that Moses in his old age, old dude,